So what do we see here? There's not a lot of tweeting going on, that's for sure. And how about that luxurious cabinet radio in the back? It's the golden age of radio, lasting between the 1920s and lasting through the 1950s. It's been around for about 100 years. In fact, it still reaches about 60% of the country and remains a very powerful medium. Last year, there are 11,000 radio stations generated revenue of over $15 billion. It's a lot of commercials. The average listener tunes in for about an hour a day, but those numbers are changing as fast as an app download. A new broadcast is indeed here to stay, filled with instant listening options. Like many industries, radio is dominated by huge corporations with shrinking local presence. Clear Channel, now called iHeart, owns 850 plus stations, the lion's share in the US. iHeart, Cumulus, and CBS own 14 stations in our market. It's the Olive Garden of radio, folks. Same salad, different format, same city. There are about 3,500 public radio stations in the US. These stations are left of the 92 dial on your radio. They're often licensed to colleges or universities. National Public Radio serves as a primary syndicator to about 900 stations producing important news and cultural information. Here we are, the Summit. We are different. We're commercial-free, we're mission-driven, dedicated solely to modern music, and super serving this community right here through a unique platform 24/7. We're supported by generous donors and business underwriters, foundations. We dare to be different like my man A-, adding eclectic homegrown ingredients to our very own salad. But called by action, a drive to support all things local, the Summit goes well beyond music, using our public platforms to serve a special target audience. KIDJAM Rock and Recovery and the 330 share center stage, while quieter music alive and free nonprofit public service announcements are in the background. KIDJAM Radio is hip, clean pop and rap music mixed with kid-delivered messages to support and educate. KIDJAM is the background entertainment at several Akron public schools, organizations like the Akron Zoo, the Boys and Girls Clubs, and more, even serving our young patients right down the street at Akron Children's. There's Music Alive, which also serves students in public schools, band and orchestra programs. The Summit collects, donates, and partners with local repair shops that provide restorations of these instruments, and then we donate them to the Akron Public Schools. We're at about 300 instruments through that program. And here we go, the 330 just launched last month, shining the spotlight on regional musicians and bands every hour of every day. The Summit has devoted airtime to emerging and local artists over the years, but now we're committed to the area talent, the rich musical history, and will continue to build its catalog throughout the coming years. And oh yeah, it's official. City of Akron, Mayor Dan Horrigan have hereby proclaimed March 30 shall be 330 Day. Each day we celebrate and feature our region's talent through a series of 330 concerts with a special blowout every March 30th. A- has already signed up for that one. Perhaps our highest impact brand, Rock and Recovery, holds a special place for all of us and the thousands of listeners across the country. Rock and Recovery was developed from a music as therapy base, sharing a format similar to KIDJAM, where we curate uplifting music with voices of recovery, providing positive insights and sharing resources of folks going through the addiction journey. So why did we do this? We knew it was perfect in Akron, in the hometown, that this station would create a unique service right in the backyard where AA was founded. And at Stan Hewitt, we celebrate each year with Founders Day and dozens of other area events focused on addiction. If you don't know someone who has experienced addiction through drugs or alcohol addiction, you will one day, I guarantee it. Because addiction does not distinguish between socioeconomic, class, or race. And in Ohio, the numbers are truly staggering. In 2015, drug overdoses caused more deaths than vehicular accidents. And in Akron, we averaged 1.6 opiate overdoses a day. 1 in 5 of us will face some sort of addiction. Many of us will experience a mental health disruption, and these commonly coexist with one another. The Summit is here to change and open up dialogue and talk about these issues. To ensure that the thousands affected have access, Rock and Recovery is distributed through multiple platforms, including an online streaming station and mobile app. You can get that at the Summit Radio. You can download it on any platform. It also occupies a 3-hour block on our own airwaves at 91.3 from 10 to 1 a.m. So Rocket Recovery is also shared the social media platform, of course, but we've noticed that our audiences are growing very, very rapidly. In the last 36 months, Rocket Recovery's Facebook followers have increased by 85% to nearly 6,500 people from all over the world. And while this is fantastic, it highlights the seriously broad scope of this epidemic. Production of Rocket Recovery and all of our community service brands takes 16 members. This year we'll dedicate nearly 13% of our budget to these community service programs. And the summit doesn't do it alone. Rocket Recovery is supported by lots of area partners and underwriters that help us. Rocket Recovery features in-depth interviews, personal stories available in full length and on our website. Interview excerpts and short sound bites are programmed through our Rocket Recovery Minutes and My Recovery Rocks features. If you know someone or you'd like to join us in this dialogue, please feel free to share your voice. You can do that through our website. There's our famous station. Summit operates from an 800 square foot space inside this 116-year-old building. You can see our radio tower in there. We do it with 5 full-time employees. One of them's here, Brad Savage. A team of talented contractors, and Julie, and nearly 200 volunteers and a robust internship program. There's our Chevy El Camino. I want to thank everybody. You know, I think it's important that you learn about the summit and know that we have a little something for everybody. And we invite you to visit the station and check us out and get involved. So thank you so much.